First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rokakwadash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Just wanted to bring out a couple, just this news article, which ties into prophecy, because prophecies are speaking out loud, clear and concise right now. Right, we're in very prophetic times, and it can't get any more clear. They're coming down the pipeline with this digital system, and here it is, July 1st. They're rolling out the Fed now. So I wanted to bring out this news because recently the European Union came out with a digital identification digital identification system, right? A digital ID that in 3 months is going to be mandated. And let's just get a quick read here to go into that. It says they want to implement a global system of digital identification for all that would be connected to our bank accounts. And it says it doesn't take a genius to figure out where this could be heading. For a moment, I would like for you to imagine a rather chilling fictional scenario not too far in the future. All global citizens are required to possess proper digital identification, or else they would not be permitted to access the new global digital financial system. Central banks all over the globe have rolled out their new central bank digital currencies, but in order to use those currencies, you must prove that you are who you say you are, and the only way to do that is with the new global system of digital identification that has been introduced. As cash is phased out, those that resist being part of the new global system are increasingly pushed to the outer fringes of society. Hardly anyone is willing to employ them any longer. It has become virtually impossible for them to get loans, and they are looked down upon by much of the general population. And then, after the vast majority of the global population has willingly signed up for the new global system of digital identification, it is announced that the system will now become mandatory. That means that that does not submit will not be able to buy, sell, get a job, or have a bank account. And this is talking about the Revelation 13:16, part of that system. And I like how it beautifully said right here, if that means that anyone that does not submit will not be able to buy or sell, get a job, or have a bank account. And it's the same thing it says right here, right? Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And the mark of the beast is the RFID hip, right? That's what they're tying this together to, because that digital identification system ultimately is going to be in that little mark, right? In the mark, the hip. And this is what we're gearing towards, right? Central bank digital currencies, and everything's going to go digital. They're going to get rid of cash, and they're moving towards um, they're moving towards everything being digital, because once they do that, they can control the money. They can control what you buy, what you say, where you go, everything about your life they can control because they can turn off the money. Okay? So this is happening right in front of us, and this was pushed by the European Union um, a couple days ago, right? Let me see if I can skim through now. Um, right? It will become more important than your driver's license and more important than your social security number, right? Because ultimately, all your identification is going to be in the mark of the beast, right? Which is the hip, and it's going to be in your right hand or in your forehead. It says it would become required for almost every financial transaction. Yeah, that's the only way you're going to be able to buy or sell anything, because it's going to be digital. That's the only way to buy. There's not going to be cash. The only way to be in the system is to um, comply with what they're saying. Let's see. Um, Under such a system, if your social credit score gets too low, you could be put in digital jail for a certain period of time. Your digital privileges would be suspended for a while, and that would mean that you could not buy, sell, or live your normal life for the duration of your punishment. And that is true. But more importantly, there's going to come a time where if you don't have the mark of the beast, which is the C hip, you're not going to be able to be in the system at all, right? You're not going to even be in digital jail because you're not going to be part of the system, right? It's getting to that point, and we see how they're laying it out, right? We see how through the way of gradualism they're bringing out these um, the system, right? They already have they have it fully in set, but soon it's going to be fully here, right? Soon it's going to be mandatory to get that, or else you're not going to be in the society, part of the society. And that's going to be the great hour of temptation, right? The day of Jacob's trouble. You're going to have an option to either stick with the society or pray upon the Lord and go his way, right? That's why it says that in those days we're no longer going to lay upon those who smote us, which is referring to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. That, and it says, let me just get it. Right now I'm butchering the scriptures too much. It's getting on my getting on my nerves. Can't even talk. I think it's in Isaiah. Um, yeah, Isaiah 10 and 20. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God." Right? When that day comes where it's became mandatory, we're not going to rely on the system anymore, and we're going to rely on pure faith. And hey, we see the signs of the prophecies, right? The prophecies are speaking in full effect. As it says right here, you wouldn't be able to buy or sell anything. You wouldn't be able to get a job. You wouldn't be able to have a bank account. Total outcast from society, right? We're no longer going to rely on those who've smote us, how it goes into. But the main point I wanted to bring this out is because this is soon to come. It says 3 months from now, the European Union will mandate that all member states offer a digital identity wallet to every single one of their citizens and businesses. Right? The European Union will mandate digital identity under eIDAS 2.0, which will go into effect in September 2023 and ensure all member states offer a digital identity wallet to citizens and businesses. According to the European Commission, at least 80% of citizens should be able to use a digital ID solution to access key public services by 2030. Right? And he brings out a nice point. But over the past years, we have seen how quickly voluntary measures can become mandatory. Right? You saw that with the, you can't even say the word, but with the juice shot, the jump shot, everything they did with that. And people are going to fall for the same trick, right? Because what happened in 2020, that was just a trial run, right? Now is when they're really going to come down with the wrath, right? With pure chaos. This is just something I wanted to bring out. Quick news that we're in those times. Right now is a high time to awake out of sleep. And let's get that. Romans 13 and 11. In that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believed. Right? Our salvation is nearer than we believed. And how do we know that? We know that through the prophecies. Because for some of the prophecies to happen, other prophecies have to happen before. Right? For the nuclear destruction to come, we have to see the mark of the beast get mandated. Right? It has to be made mandatory to be part of the system, and that hasn't happened yet. And we see the signs, we see the wars, and everything it talks about here in Matthew 24. This is Matthew, and I'll start at verse 3. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3, and it says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. all these are the beginnings of sorrows. And these are things that we're seeing already come up, right? We're seeing all these things come to fruition. We're hearing of wars, rumors of wars, everything happening over there in Russia and Ukraine, right? We're seeing of pestilences, what happened in 2020, and that's just the beginning. They're going to start coming out with new variants, new diseases to bring in chaos in the world. Earthquakes in diverse places. Hey, look on the news and you'll see that's been happening everywhere. Okay? The only thing that hasn't happened on a full effect is famines. And that's also coming. Right? This devil, Bill Gates, isn't buying up all this farmland for nothing. He's not paying off all these farmers for nothing. Right? Destroying the food, the crops. No, they're engineering a famine. So we can see through the lens of the scriptures that everything is coming to effect and we're in the end days. Okay? Because let's read this in Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, "And Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." And the vision is speaking right now, just how it's saying. The vision is speaking. And then it goes to say, though it tarry, and tarry is pretty much saying like procrastinating. It's taking a while. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And yeah, we're seeing everything slowly come to fruition. Right? We're seeing everything slowly come to fruition. Fed Now system coming to effect July 1st, right? And something's gonna happen big soon, right? Once they bring this out, hey, they deemed this year the year of the polycrisis. So when they say something, that means they're gonna do it. And polycrisis goes into many crises, and we really haven't seen anything yet. So that just goes to say that the end of this year, the rest of this year, hey, something is big is coming down the pipeline. Something big is going to happen, and this is the beginning of that. Fed Now instant payments. Okay, so stay on the watch, brothers and sisters, and hey, fully turn back to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai and be changed, right? Convert and put off the old man, right? Seek the Lord, because that's the only thing that matters in this day. But hopefully this was edifying. But with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the outer bishops and apostles of great Mosto that taught me his truth. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.